locked her up, tied her up to the bed, but when he's carrying her away, it looks like he's going to carry her over the threshold. She's all, oh, what the fuck, bitch? You were just crying. You were afraid of him, and now you're like...
So I've got a good story out of St. Louis. This guy, he moved in with his mother, who was had been diagnosed with cancer, and was taking care of her, and she had died. And about a week later, he's going through her things, deciding what to keep, what to get rid of. And for his entire life, there has been a box in the back of the freezer.
Okay.
Not like a deep freeze, just a regular,
like in their stand-up freezer in their house,
regular upright freezer. And she's always said, "Oh, it's my wedding topper." Mm-hmm. It was in a box, like wrapped in some plastic bags. So you couldn't see what was in it.
It was a weenus.
He never thought anything about it. So she died. He's 37. He pulls this box out that's been in there for as long as he's been alive. Opens it up. It's a baby.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah.
Wrapped up in a little pink fleece blanket. And he said still had skin and hair. And he said he remembered his mom.
It took me back to the water tower on top.
He remembered his mom talking about losing a baby girl.
Gross.
And that was like 47 years ago.
Gross.
It's been in the freezer for 47 years.
All them birthday parties and Thanksgivings, sis was chilling in the freezer.
Ugh.
Well, at least she didn't miss out.
I'm too damn nosy. I would have been digging in that box as a child.
Yeah.
Oh.
Every time.
What would you do if you would have found a fucking fetus?
Run.
I'd probably been scared and just put it back.
Been like, oh, she a little crazier than I thought she was.
But now you know that, and now you still got to hang out there.
Yeah.
So
good point.
Yeah.
That wouldn't have kept me from being nosy.
Can't unring that bell.
Every time, like when I got old enough and Grandma would let me stay at home for like the 5 minutes she was going to be at the store, she always had, my family was always secretive. Mm-hmm. She always had this big lockbox of pictures. Mm-hmm. Of course, it was never locked. I don't know why. But it was, probably like...
She lost the key.
Yay big. Mm-hmm. And so whenever she was gone, I'd be like straight into the closet, climbing up there, getting the box down, looking at pictures. And that's how I found a picture of my dad and a picture of my sister.
There you go.
My sister that I never knew about until I was 18. I was just like, who is this little girl I'm with? We were both little babies.
I read divorce transcripts from my dad's first marriage, and that's how I learned my family was all crazy. Yeah.
All right, what else we got? Do we want to go back to the...
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. The bullying and shit. I don't know how you fix that either. I've got no solutions. I mean, I got a lot of problems, but I got no solutions.
Well, I think, and I have not delved too deep into this, but I think that bullies tend to come up one of two ways. Either, number one, they see one of their parents act like that,
yeah,
so they act like that. Or number two, their parents treat them like that, so they treat other people like that. You see what I mean?
Yeah. Like it's a behavior that's learned somewhere,
right? And this actually goes along with that other episode we did. It's like, that's a people problem that really needs to be addressed. But if you are going to have a zero, everybody likes to think they have a zero tolerance policy. But if you're going to scream up and down that you have a zero tolerance bullying policy, when an instance of bullying is brought to your attention, you fucking sure probably ought to address it.
Do something.
Yeah, don't
ignore it or
don't tell the person that is being bullied, hey, have you tried not being bullied?
Have you just tried being quieter and meeker and seeing if that helps?
Yeah, I mean, how many kids kill themselves because of bullies?
Well, how many kids in Cabot kill themselves because of bullies? Way too fucking many.
Yeah.
I mean, one is way too fucking many, but...
I mean, was it last year, a couple years ago, or... I don't know, Alexis's last year of high school? I don't know. There were so many kids who would kill themselves.
Well, there was a even back when we graduated, there was a epidemic of it. There were like 4 or 5 kids in just a few months.
Mm-hmm.
You're talking about killing yourself. I read a thing. The Air Force is actually having an operational stand-down day because
how
many?
As of right now,
suicides?
not veterans, active duty Air Force have 78 this year, which is 28 more than this time last year.
Yeah.
We're only halfway through.
Yeah, that's and I saw this fucking. It was a screenshot of the conversation this airman had with the supervisor, and the airman had said, "Hey, I'm having a real problem with ideas of self-harm. I'm going to go seek treatment." And his supervisor said, "Copy that," and that was it. Yeah,
never went to check on him.
Wasn't even there when he came back to work.
That's like deeply disappointing.
If I was that supervisor's flight chief, oh my God, he'd be lucky if he didn't get a letter of reprimand after that.
Well, the strength it took for somebody in that crisis to say that, to admit that, and then to just get met with that slamming door.
Yeah, that indifference. That shit, that really bothers me.
I keep thinking about how hard that had to have been to take that step.
Yeah.
And then...
Yeah, and apparently the airman's commander and first sergeant and all the people that should have shown up did, except for the fucking supervisor. And I'll tell you what, if I was the flight chief or the commander, I'd have that supervisor's ass. Oh,
well,
my God.
He doesn't need to be in a command chain if that's how he leads.
Well, I mean, you can't really take a stripe for someone being a dickhead, but he wouldn't have a good time when he came back to work. That's for fucking sure.
Just in, 8 weeks basic training?
My Air Force is 6.
Okay, Army's 8. Just in the 8 weeks of basic training, just in my...
when you were in...
bay, there were 3 girls who tried to commit themselves. That was in my bay of 30 girls.
Wow.
So, if you were to take all of the bays...
Yeah,
3. Let's say
staggering.
3 per bay. I would love to know that number.
It's terrible.
Yeah. All right.
Well, we've come up with a whole lot of problems, but no solutions today. I'm feeling kind of worthless.
Yeah. Well, hey, you got to identify the problem before you can find the solution.
It's just there's so much pain and hurt, and I don't know. I guess. My advice is deal with your shit, because the thing is, if you don't deal with your own shit, you start inflicting wounds on people that aren't responsible.
Hurt people.
Yeah, and then you don't hurt the people normally that hurt you. You hurt innocent bystanders.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Own your shit. Deal with your shit. Don't be a shit.
Shit.
It's a bunch of shit.
Yep.
All right. Well, that was fun. We have a Patreon. Don't forget that.
Woo!
If you want to give us money, we'll take it.
We like money.
We'll take it.
If you want to give us topic suggestions,
go to our Facebook page and give us ideas.
Yeah, we'll take those too.
Here's the thing: we can talk a bunch of shit about almost anything.
Yep.
I mean, we don't have to know jack shit if that's not obvious by now.
As a matter of fact, most of the time I don't.
We just make shit up. I mean,
unless we happen to stumble on a topic that I already know about, everything that I say is right out of my ass.
Remember that shirt Austin used to have that says "I make shit up"? We all need those.
Yes, we do.
Yeah.
Yes, we do.
All right.
Y'all be cool.
Bye.
Bye.